Okay, everyone, welcome back to lesson 10.6. This is the second video. In this video we'll be dealing with the consecutive integer problems. And these problems will be taken from page 752 in your textbook. Okay, so how do we define consecutive integers? Well, consecutive integer means one number after another. For example, 5, 6, and 7, those will be consecutive numbers because those are one integer after another integer. So in these word problems, we're going to have to define the integers in order to solve the problems because that's what we're looking for, are the numbers. So this is the manner that we would use to define the integers that we're looking for. The first integer, we'll always call it x, or any variable that you choose. The next integer is one more than that one, so we'll call it x plus 1. The next integer is one more than that one, so we'll call it x plus 2. And so on. We can go to x plus 3 and so on and so on and so on. So that's how we would define consecutive integers depending on how many integers we're looking for in the problems. Okay? So let's look at number 11, consecutive ticket numbers. The 3 raffle tickets are consecutive integers. The sum of the numbers is 126. What are the numbers? So the first thing we have is a sum. We know that the 3 raffle tickets, those numbers add up to be 126. Next, we're going to define our integers. So the first integer, or the first number, we'll call x. We know that the next raffle ticket is one more than that one, so we'll call it x plus 1. Then the third raffle ticket is one more than that second one, so we'll call it x plus 2. So our general equation would be the first ticket plus the second ticket equals, or plus the third ticket equals the sum. Or x plus 1 plus x plus 2, those are your first, second, and third numbers, would equal 126. And again, all we're going to do is use the skills that we've learned to solve this equation. We'll figure out what x is, and then we can find the other two numbers because they come right after the first number. Okay, so we have x plus 1 plus x plus 2 equals 126. So again, we're going to start with like terms. We have 1x, 2x, 3x. We have 3 x's. And then we have 1 plus 2, which will give us positive 3. 3x plus 3 equals 126. Trying to isolate x, so we're going to get those regular numbers together first. So it gives us 3x equals 123. Divide both sides by 3, and we find that first number, or x, to be 41. Now the integers are in consecutive order. The second number is just one more than that one, so it's 42. The third number is just one more than that one, so it's 43. So our numbers are 41, 42, and 43. And if you were to add those numbers back up, you would end up with 126. So again, the key is how we define these numbers. So if they're consecutive integers, you know they're one after the other. So x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on, depending on how many numbers you need. Okay? All right, consecutive odd or consecutive even integers. Same idea, but remember, if you're looking at consecutive odd integers, you're thinking 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. Or consecutive even integers, you're thinking 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Those numbers are 2 places away from each other. It's every other number. So we would define those consecutive odd or consecutive even integers, either one, as x. And then we know the next number is 2 places away from that one, so it will be x plus 2. The next number is 2 places away from that one, so it will be x plus 4, then x plus 6, and so on. So that's how we would define consecutive odd or consecutive even integers, either way. Okay, so let's look at number 13. It says the sum, again, that's the key word, means we're adding, the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers is 189. What are the integers? Well, we know the sum is 189. So we're going to define our integers now. That's what we're looking for. We'll let the first one be x. We'll call the second integer x plus 2 because it's 2 numbers past that first one. Then we'll call the third integer x plus 4. So our general equation, first integer plus the next odd integer plus the next odd integer equals the sum of 189. Or x plus 2 plus x plus 4 equals 189. So we'll solve this one basically the same way as we solved the previous problem. Combine our like terms, and then go back and find our other 2 numbers. So we have 3 x's, and then we have positive 4 and positive 2 gives us positive 6. Trying to isolate the x, so now we're going to take away 6 from each side. And we don't want 3 times x, we only want 1x, so let's divide both sides by 3. So the first number is 61. Now these are consecutive odd numbers. So the next odd number is 2 more than that one, or 61 plus 2, which would be 63. The next odd number is 2 more than that one, or x plus 4, 61 plus 4, which would be 65. So our 3 consecutive odd numbers that adds up to be 189 will be 61, 63, and 65. Alright, I hope that helped you out with those consecutive integers. And that's it for the second video.